So let us move with the detailed explanation one by one, that is of your financial market intermediaries. So before explaining this definition, students, let's take an example. Maybe you have around 1 lakh in your hand as your savings, and which you would like to invest, or else which you would like to use it for the personal purposes. Two options you have. And now the question comes, suppose if that person want to invest and he is searching for the various avenues where he can invest his money safely and at the same time he can get more returns. The students, there are plenty of opportunities, to double the money. There are so many schemes which are coming. For example, there are banks, there are non-banking financial institutions, NBFCs, or else there are post office, savings which you can do, there are mutual funds, there are insurance companies, as well as there are other cooperative credit societies also. But according to the requirement of the user or the investor, here one has to select the avenues in front of him. More the choice, more the confusion, and more benefits also. At the same time, there are disadvantages also. Some are time savvy, but some features which we have to analyze very carefully. And if it is a short-term fund or else long-term fund, what is our requirement has to be studied very carefully, and what is the cost and benefit analysis of each of the investment also has to be studied very carefully. So in this case, financial intermediary could be anything, like bank or insurance. Whatever examples just now I have taken will be considered as financial intermediary. That's why they are called as the middleman, wherein they are pooling the investment from the individual and they are connecting the same to the corporates or else the financial institutions. So financial institutions or the corporates, the companies on the one hand, as well as the investors on the other hand, and these intermediaries act as a economic booster who will circulate the money in the society or else in the economy. Okay, that's the reason they are called as the middleman among the diverse parties in order to facilitate financial transactions. So common types of financial intermediaries could be, as I told you, commercial banks or else investment banks, stock brokers, as well as stock exchanges. Okay, so let's move ahead. So in this slide, you can see various types of financial intermediaries. So credit unions, NBFCs, that is non-banking finance companies, stock exchanges, investment schemes, mutual fund, insurance companies, financial advisors or brokers who are working on commission basis, and similarly investment bankers also who will guide you with your fund allocation. And then there is pension funds and building society, students, that you might be aware of, but I think this one will be the new word, that is escrow companies, wherein they are helping the people or the investors who are dealing with real estate matters. This escrow companies is a holder of all your financial documents related to the real estate. Okay, so out of all these types of financial intermediaries, as per your syllabus, the main focus is on a detailed explanation on the stock exchanges and the operation of stock exchanges. For example, in the examination, name any two financial intermediaries, or else name any four financial intermediaries. The same examples you can give. So let's go ahead. Please have a glance on the same. So all of you are aware of the banking functions, right? So what is the main function of bank? It collects the deposits of the customer or depositor, and at the same time the borrower can lend money from the bank for various purposes, wherein the investor is getting the interest for their investment, and here the borrower is paying the interest on the same. Okay, so now there is a circulation of money, like from the investors they are accepting the deposits, and whatever deposits accumulated, and the same will be given it as loans for the other customer. So here the high rate of interest, because I think you might have observed the interest rates of the deposits and the loan. Okay, how it will be? It is high on the loan interest, and similarly it will be low on the deposits whatever we have. Either it could be fixed deposit or else recurring deposit, or in any other cases the investment interest will be lower than the lending of money, just because with the same the banks can earn profit. Okay, so let's move ahead. So in this fashion, the circulation of money, because just imagine a situation wherein there was an era wherein there was no banking. Okay, there is no other mode of transmission of money. Then how can you generate the resources? Whatever you have, it will be kept as idle, right? So now here we can call it as working money. We are work with the same investment. For example, you have 10,000 and you have deposited, and the next year with the interest accumulation it has become 11,000, for example. So it is accumulated, right? The next year, along with the 11,000, you are reinvesting, and the interest is calculated on not 10,000 but it is on 11,000. That means money is earning more money. Okay, so our investment is been accumulated in the form of interest, and along with the interest again it is our money will be enhancing. Okay, so that is the beauty of financial intermediaries. Okay, so in this process, banks convert large quantities of short-term or else low risk or else small and liquid deposits into a small number of larger long-term, riskier and illiquid advances. The deposits will be converted into loans and advances which are riskier as well as illiquid, because you cannot, the interest rate is high and it is for long term, and the risk is there, the market risk they have to bear with the interest rate with reference to. So this is called as intermediation function of the bank. It's nothing but the saving. In one line, if you want to remember, the savings of the people will be converted into the loans and advances with the intermediation functions of banks or any other financial institutions. So with this, we'll conclude the functions of financial market intermediaries, and in the next class we'll be starting with stock exchange in detail. Thank you.